of drama on Twitter of kind of talking about just the toxic, energy that was going on at Florida. Now, so Cyrus Torrence in his press conference yesterday spoke about the brotherhood that has been developing. And he spoke about basically there's a brawl March 15th, the very first game to practice with some guys just kind of just duking it out. And I remember when Copeland transferred and Emory Jones transferred, there was a lot of drama on Twitter of kind of talking about just the toxic, energy that was going on at Florida. And that was part of why Copeland transferred. I believe it's Copeland, right? And why Emory transferred, right? And there was a lot of, and Cyrus talked about too, that if there was a hard tackle, that people they would have to rush to it because of all the people just fighting and all and whatnot. Apparently, that's changed. The brotherhood's in there. Billy focused on getting these guys to know each other, to learn about one another, to understand who are you fighting with side by side. It says when you have a relationship with the people that you were competing with, when you know their story, when you've had in-depth conversations, when you know what you have to say to motivate, you can push a button. I think it's critical for leadership in our team going out of your way to connect. And this, to me, kind of hit home a little bit. I obviously played high school golf. Now, it's not the same level. I get it, guys. You can go ahead and roast me now. But of like, hey, it's brotherhood. But you build a relationship with those guys. And you feel excited to go out onto the course. And you want to do well, not for yourself, but for them. Right? When you come back, you take the top 4 scores, the lowest 4 scores. There's 6 of you. First of all, you want your name to go because you want to be in the newspaper the next day, but you also want to help your team win. You want to be the factor that wins. Like if our team would win, but you didn't feel like your name wasn't part of it, you'd be frustrated, right? You get a little razz for it too. Like, well, hey, we won. Like, yeah, you didn't do shit though. You know what I mean? Like, and we all knew each other. We all jazz and razz one another. Sometimes they got a little too aggressive at points, and I'm guilty of that. But I appreciate that and I respect that, and I kind of maybe brought me back home a little bit when I read that. So that was cool to see that they're getting things figured out, and that I think that brotherhood's going to play a big factor into the success this year as well.
Yeah, look, there was a lot of transition in the spring, right? I mean, there was a new coach, a lot of new coaches. Everybody always looks at the head coach, but it's also, the assistant coaches, the position coaches, even the tutors. Everything that you're not even thinking about that goes into running a successful program. That's a lot of transition. So it's easy to see why there could be that level of just frustration on simple things like, just a on-field practice scuffle. But look, I mean, the fact that Billy's identified it and he's trying to really, just kind of rally everybody around the same goal. You got to love it. You got to love it. Now, look, it's also the first practice in pads. It's hot out there, guys. It's Florida. If you're not down here, you burn up, and tempers as we get further into practice will get shorter and shorter.
It'll get dicey. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. You can't get around it. It's just football at its finest. The beginning of August and the end of August are 2 different animals.